On the 19th of July 1997, citizens of Liberia casted their ballots as ECOMOG soldiers provided security in all 1,864 voting stations. Barely 7 years ago, the country was in ruins as several warlords battled for control of the diamond-rich American colony. The problem started way back in April 12, 1980, when 28-year-old Master Sergeant Samuel Doe stormed the executive mansion with soldiers and executed President William Talbot along with other occupants before announcing the coup over the radio. This marked the end of the American-Liberian 100-year reign and the beginning of a bloody civil war that would go on for over a decade. At the height of the conflict, there were 7 different factions fighting for control of Liberia, but most prominent was Charles Taylor's NPFL. In the absence of any decisive action from the United States and the rest of the international community, and in the face of continued killings and atrocities, it was the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, that took the decision to intervene in the Liberian conflict. At the 13th ECOWAS Summit in 1990, a standing mediation committee was established to examine ways to resolve the Liberian conflict and any other conflict that was brewing in the sub-region. This resulted in the formation and dispatch of the ECOWAS Military Observer Group (ECOMOG) to Liberia with the aim that it would keep the peace among the warring factions. Charles Taylor, leader of the NPFL, was opposed to the deployment of a West African force and threatened to attack them if they landed in Liberia. On 27 August 1990, ECOMOG landed in Liberia with 2,600 troops drawn from Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone. The troops were commanded by Lieutenant General Anthony Quaino from Ghana. Charles Taylor made good of his threat to attack ECOMOG when on 14th September 1990, 2 Ghanaian sailors and 2 Nigerian nurses were killed. Not surprisingly, after suffering casualty from the vicious attacks from the NPFL, the ECOMOG mandate was changed by its political leaders from peacekeeping to peace enforcement. The ECOMOG was ordered to create a buffer zone against NPFL attacks, and sent to carry out the mandate was Major General Joshua Dogonyaru, a close ally of General Babangida and a no-nonsense general popularly known as the Enforcer. All 7 ECOMOG commanders after him were Nigerians. After several years of failed agreements and continued fighting in Liberia, on November 18, 1993, General Sani Abacha took advantage of Ernest Shonekan's weak interim government and overthrew the government in a palace coup. He went ahead to proclaim his unrelenting commitment to the success of ECOMOG in Liberia. At the end of the ECOWAS Summit on the 27th of July 1996, Ghanaian President Jerry Rawlings was replaced as ECOWAS chairman by General Sani Abacha. This appointment would mark a significant milestone in the peacekeeping mission. From the 26th to the 27th of July, ECOWAS head of states met in Abuja for their 19th ordinary session. Sub-regional leaders expressed frustration over the protracted Liberian situation, even as they committed to finding peaceful solutions to the conflict. Major General Samuel Victor Malu was appointed as the new ECOMOG Force Commander, replacing General John Mark Inyenge, ECOMOG's longest-serving commander. Malu quickly gained a reputation for his ruthless dynamism and managed to win almost universal respect among Liberians West Africans, and members of the international community. A series of recommendations was propagated to the ECOWAS authority. Among other things included: 1. That disarmament should precede elections. 2. That ECOWAS member states should report breaches of the arms embargo. And 3. That the status of forces agreement should increase ECOMOG's power to operate effectively. General Malu handled his new assignment with great gusto.
I made a press release a few days ago to talk about individuals who were planning to eliminate their political opponents. And that was based on very informed, intelligent resources of our own. As I said, we are keeping those individuals under surveillance. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you that anybody attempting that type of thing in Liberia will deal with them with every measure of ruthlessness. I think we have gone through too much suffering to allow individuals to contemplate on eliminating people only because they have their political opponents. I think this is a good opportunity after several to sell the idea to people to vote for them. If you cannot win the election by convincing the people, then pull out honorably, rather than planning to eliminate someone. We would be providing maximum security at all campaign venues, while threats to peace in any part of the country will be decisively neutralized. That in the event of any such elimination attempt, ECOMOG will hit the individuals involved so hard that they will be completely crushed. And I want to emphasize that in the event of any such attempt, we are going to hit such individuals and they will be the one that will be crushed instead. They will be dealt with ruthlessly because we believe that too many lives have already been lost in the course of the 7-year conflict here in Liberia. Anyone or group planning to disrupt the political program in which the ECOWAS authorities and member states have invested so much truly deserve no mercy from any borders. ECOMOG shall handle such incidents effectively and decisively if the need ever arose. In conclusion, I wish to restate ECOMOG appeal to all political party aspirants to adhere strictly to the ECOWAS-backed ICOM Code of Conduct guarding the electioneering campaign. It is our fervent belief that this will not only make the campaign interesting, but will also ensure that the campaign is devoid of rancor and bitterness. I wish all political parties success in their campaign. I want to thank you for honoring this invitation. Thank you.
The campaign started on the 16th of June 1997 with 13 political parties competing. No major acts of violence or intimidation were reported, and all the parties were free to travel across the length and breadth of the country for campaigns. On the eve of elections, General Malu put on a show of military strength in Monrovia, with ECOMOG tanks and armored cars patrolling the streets and fighter jets flying overhead. Members of ECOWAS were levied a minimum of $100,000 in a bid to raise $1.5 million in addition to the $5.4 million previously approved. On the 19th of July 1997, citizens of Liberia came out en masse and casted their ballots as ECOMOG soldiers provided security in all voting stations.
Only one person we are detected because you didn't know his age and you didn't know where he came from.
You don't put it to say it's because of age. You can't look at me and tell me my age. I can't look at you and tell your age. But if there is inconsistency in the information in the registration and what the man says is a good ground for that. Are you satisfied with that?
Yeah.
There's a question.
Will it take all the people that are registered in this center?
Okay, limited to 600.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, I will see you soon. I hope these are the representatives of the political parties and your government. So what are your comments so far on what you're saying?
It's looking good. Looking good. It's an important day and very encouraging.
Problem here. Everything has to go smoothly. We have
put the people in their various numbers, percentages, that's how we have arranged the land.
They are on their numbers.
Yes.
So it makes it easier for the movement.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I've been to about 7 polling centers so far.
I'm glad you.
And I've not received any report of any nature.
That's the way we actually understood.
There were very few incidents of violence or disruption, and the few reported incidences were immediately curtailed by ECOMOG soldiers. The Liberian election of 1997 was considered by internal observers as the most peaceful, free and fair election in the sub-region. Liberia took long to get to this stage, and it was made possible because of the forceful presence of ECOMOG under the dynamic leadership of General Victor Malu. Nigeria provided vehicles for the election commissioners and sent some of its own helicopters to Liberia. Final results were announced on the 24th of July, with Charles Taylor scoring a landslide victory. Many believe that if Taylor lost the elections, the country would return to war. This was a significant fact in propelling him to victory, something many Liberians openly admitted. On the 27th August 1997, Charles Taylor was inaugurated as Liberia's 21st president. He had finally won control of the country after many years of fighting and destruction. Taylor praised the ECOWAS and ECOMOG for his victory and for bringing peace to Liberia.
We are one people, with one purpose, with one country. Let us join hands and together build this country for our children. Let us set the agenda of Liberia for the next 100 years. To our friends in the international community, the United Nations, the OAU and ECOWAS, the United States, the European Union, and other friendly governments throughout the world, to the current chairman of ECOWAS, General Sani Abacha, and all his predecessors, to ECOMOG and his very strong force commander, General Victor Malu, to the chairman and members, Election Commission, we all say a big thank you.
The story of ECOMOG's intervention in Liberia is one that must never be forgotten. In a time where the world turned their backs on the people in their time of distress, it was the efforts of the ECOWAS sub-regional leaders that came to their rescue at great loss and sacrifices.